civilizations, when I talk to people, I can tell them how dumb they are because I was there and I actually saw the thing. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, even after, like, okay, so let's just assume that you got to see the end of civilization and human beings transcended, but you're still here. You still get to create things and do more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're at the end of all technology. You have all, like, you can do, like, wow, you
Now you're
can make
alone. Now
people,
you made it miserable again. And
but
then in that
but you
example,
can
I'm
make
alone
people.
for eternity. Oh, you're giving me God's ability?
Well, I mean, if you're at the end of human existence, I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of technology in some way, right?
Yeah,
Like,
some of the ability to make companions.
I mean, you've got to be able to clone people and like make robots and AI and like all kinds of
All
insane.
right, you're
You don't
right.
have
You
to worry
probably
about
don't
AI either.
necessarily have to be alone. You may be right on that.
You got to think about that too. So if the AI revolution ever happened, you're the one guy AI can't fucking kill.
You can troll
Again,
him
good
endlessly.
points.
Oh,
Shit, man.
So
I just
This
here,
see
is
so
cool.
many ways of this shit going bad, but it doesn't matter because the bad times would be short lived
hmm
comparatively.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. Okay, I could think of like one hypothetical where it could be like really bad. I watched that movie. What was it?
If you say Twilight Zone with the
No,
glasses, I'm
no,
gonna crack up.
no. The one where people were immortal, but only immortals could kill other immortals. But they could also, like, people could put them in a coffin-like thing that was made out of metal and drop them in the ocean, and no one could find them. Right?
You're
That would
okay.
fucking suck. That
You're
would suck.
yeah. You might be talking about one of them Johnny Depp when he played that vampire. I think
Oh, no, no,
no.
I think it was actually called Immortals, or it was either
Okay.
Immortals or Ageless or Eternals or something like that.
And even if you do pull that off, uh it's still a short amount of time because you live so long. You've seen seas come and go, right? The Nile was different. The
Oh,
salt flats, all of those were oceans and deep shit at one time. And at some point, that shit will rise up, an ice age or two. You know, to you, it's nothing. You get up, you dust yourself off, and you continue on.
that's
Damn
true.
it.
That's
You still got to
true.
get out the box, too. I forgot about that.
But
What
I
about the
mean,
box and chains?
that's true. But at the same time, if you're immortal, when that box does enter some kind of lava, you'd fucking it hurt, but you'd fucking swim. I mean, I assume it
You'd
would hurt. Maybe it
survive it.
wouldn't.
Yeah, it
You'd
might not even
survive it. You'd
hurt,
get
right?
out. Like, you'd get shot
Or
out of lava at
or
some point.
time. Time just deteriorates the locks and the metal rust, and you will get out. That's true. You will get out at some
I,
point. You
yeah, I
might have to
mean,
swim to the top of an ocean or something, but you'll get out. Yeah.
I mean,
because like
so even if you're at the end of the planet and the planet is exploding, the sun is
Yes.
supernovaing, and the planet is exploding, and humanity has moved out into the stars somewhere else. I mean, you'll still fall on another planet, and at some point in time, the humanity will find you. You know what? It's like
You
with
may be making
infinite
it
time.
miserable again.
Shit, it'd be
Fuck.
miserable for a while, but eventually there would be something like you could rebuild some things. I mean, it's like you have infinite time.
That's crazy. I spent the last million years falling through space before I landed on your planet. And that's nothing but a statement to you, right? Like, I do this all
Yeah,
the time. Yeah, that's crazy. It's
yeah.
crazy
They
talk.
could shoot, dude. They could literally shoot you off towards the nearest planet that they think
Yeah,
is habitable with a perfect trajectory, so you land on it. And since you're
yeah,
immortal, you wouldn't fucking die. You could go there and land on it and make a
yeah,
little fucking laser antenna and tell people on Earth whether or not it's habitable.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's yeah, right. You could be like, take a rocket ship to fucking Jupiter and walk around for a while and come back. 100 years have probably been the past. I don't know how long it takes. Hey Siri,
Hey
how long
Siri,
does it take to travel to Jupiter?
I love it.
but that's what I'm
Seven
saying.
years.
7 years.
7
That's
Ah,
not
you
too
years.
sleep
bad.
most of the time, you'll be fine.
That's
That's not
But
too
like this
bad.
is,
Shit.
not horrible as I thought.
but like
It's
this is an aspect.
nothing.
Think about like wormholes, like dark,
Yeah.
like all this kind of shit. Like you
Yeah.
just hop on a spaceship, just throw me in, be grand,
Yeah, just
lads.
throw me
You know
in.
what
Just throw me in. Just throw me out the airlock towards that wormhole. I'll tell you if
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you.
I mean?
You get paid a lot doing whatever the fuck you want. We're gonna need someone to test the new rocket. I got it. Don't worry. I'll learn
Oh,
how to do it. I'll fly it up there at crazy speeds.
I
Oh, that's
mean,
the third time Joe Cool blew up. We got to get a new rocket ready.
that's
It's
that's
nothing.
it. Yeah. Well, think about it like this, okay? If you're immortal, you have the ultimate force doctrine.
In what way? Because you just may make a bunch of enemies that torture you till they die.
I mean, yeah, but they'll die and you'll still be there, so you win.
But I'm not sure the fourth doctrine even applied to them. Ultimately, all your enemies will be dead. So I guess you got something to say about
Like you'd
that.
win. It's
You
even
win.
you
You
would
win in the
even
end.
win. You would
Yeah.
even win a war of attrition because eventually
Yes.
your enemies have to die of old age.
And you could go troll them in their old age, still looking young.
I love it. You can go to their
Hey,
old
you
folks home and
fuck.
be like, "Ha ha, fucker."
Ah, remember that shit you did? Push them out the bed in the hospital. Beep, beep, beep. I've been waiting for this moment. I got 6 more people today I gotta go see.
Just screw with their nurses and constantly like
Uh,
pull their fucking heart monitor off and put it back on.
yeah, tell them I'm dating your granddaughter.
Oh my
We
god.
go to the same school.
I love it. The
uh,
possibilities are endless when you talk about
uh,
immortality. It's one of those really interesting topics. I mean, imagine the conspiracy theories that you could actually work through because you would have all the time in the world to do it.
hmm.
To prove
Well,
them,
you
and they
take
couldn't
me
kill
off.
you.
Wait. You take me a little bit to something. Someone told me that that's the way the conspiracy theory works is that they think in long terms. And
Yeah,
immortality is what made me think of it. They're okay with plans taking 100 years, 200 years, because it's the same family, the same people, and they carry on. And they know that it may
Hmm.
take 50 years to pull this off, 70 years to pull that off. And they're okay with it because it's worked for them throughout history.
see, this brings me to a conspiracy theory type thing that I've got that I don't have any proof of. But so CRISPR has been around for a long time, and so is genetic editing, stem cell research, all this shit. I think that somewhere within that realm, they figured out gene editing and figured out how to stop making certain people that are the shadow government, the people
Yeah.
behind everything.
Yeah.
I think they figured out how to stop aging, but they dominate who can use CRISPR and gene editing devices so well that it's not out in the public mainstream to where we can cure all these genetic disorders and
I
things.
just happen to think about that, and I could believe that they have a cure, but to aging. But once you,
It's a theory I have. It's one of my. I've got a handful of like ridiculous conspiracy theories that I know are a little ridiculous, but I could
uh,
actually see maybe technology was, maybe they
I
could
love
have done
talking
that.
about this shit. I'm down with it.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah,
But here, go down here with me because this is I didn't put a lot of thought into it, but I did think this that because I'm an evidence type dude. If
sure.
they did, I see two things. You get it where you don't age no more, then you have to go off on an island somewhere. Let's say, I don't know, whatever famous motherfucker, achieves this shit. We'll put him at 50 years old. Now he's got the immortality, takes the pill. Now what? You can't hang around anymore and look 50 all your fucking days. You're too
True. Yeah.
famous at some point, you got to retreat to an island. So I'm
You
not
have
sure
to
if
you have
it's
to like disappear from society periodically so
yes,
people forget you and then come
yes.
back. Yeah. But I
It,
mean if that's the case, you could necessarily build up enough wealth that you wouldn't really care because you could still affect things remotely.
Yes,
It's
you'd
like,
be a bunch of islands of
man,
really wealthy, powerful people running around who don't age. And the second thing, that was the second one. If you could get it where a person doesn't age, that was the second one that I forgot. That
could
issue.
you could you change how
Oh, where's
people
the
look too?
evidence? Where is the evidence?
Oh, right,
Because
yeah.
every other person I see has aged, and even the most powerful motherfuckers. I even see Elon Musk, certainly any politician, Hillary Clinton, Trump, all of these niggas then aged 15 years in 10. They age
Oh
like
yeah.
dog years. They age so fast. Where's
Yeah,
the
in
evidence of
politics,
this young fuck? Yeah.
yeah, I agree. They
Obama aged like some bitch.
I think it and look, this goes in line with like what I theorize inside the no more dying realm, right? I think they can actually change what they look like because of gene editing.
Now
So
you're onto something. Now you're
I
onto
think they can
something.
actually make it so they are different people and they have
Now
enough
you're onto
money and
something.
power, they can change their social security number, all that shit if they want to. If you
Yes,
have
that
all the
would be
wealth in the
easy at
world,
that point. Yeah.
like yeah.
If
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
change the rest of the shit, the paperwork to go along with it is a small thing. And there are a bunch of theories out there about them being able to change their opinions, even glitches. And I hate to say that, but there are some I can't explain.
Oh,
You
I've
know,
seen
most
some of
of it
that,
I'd be
yeah.
like compression effect. You know, I can explain most of them away. Some I'll be like that was fucked up. Now,
I've
uh,
heard of some of them, yeah. Some of them sound like they might be possible. We just need to explore the science of them. But that's the thing. If they're controlling us exploring the science of them, then we'll never get there and we'll never be able to prove it, but they've got it. You know what I mean?
right.
But like for example, like the Mandela effect would be like an
Yeah,
actual
Yeah, that's a
phenomenon. To
good one.
point to what you were
Yes,
saying, Joe.
that's a good
I mean,
one.
like
yes,
like that to me is like basically they went back, retcon some shit in the past, and there's some
Mhm.
people like most of us forgot or like took on the new memory, quote unquote memory. But there's
right.
people who didn't get that update, let's
Check
say, in
two.
terms of
Let
the
me give
software.
two Mandela effect things. Certainly one, the best evidence I had, and I'm telling you through the gate, I have to believe what another person said, and that's not worth a whole lot of evidence. But the reason this story is so crazy is that the part about whether lion will lay down with the lamb, I think is what it said. We all grew up remembering that Mandela effect says it's changed. He went out looking for physical copies of it. He couldn't find any. One day he got lucky and he did find a physical copy that still said lamb. So he bought two and took them home and put it on the shelf. The only reason he bought them is because he made sure they both said lay down with the lamb. And
Right.
then when he goes back to tell a story to get the books to prove them, both of them say lay down. The wolf laid down with the lamb, and
Right, right.
it fucked him up mentally, and that's the best shit. And another one, when they talk about the hadron collider, it is weird. This guy, he's a kid, and he's supposed to be the most brilliant kid in the world, and he's acting normal. He's not some weird autistic so and so. He's a really regular dude, kid. He's credited with that shit. And he's got some theories there, and he thinks that what happens every time they turn it on is that it causes a split in the dimensions. Where I shouldn't say split. Some of them leak. Some of the
Right,
other
yeah.
dimension leaks over here, and that's why some people get affected and some people don't. And
Well, there was the other thing that
yeah,
went along with that I was reading. I think we might have read a couple of the same ones, but they call it the copy paradox. So like if there's a person in this reality already, it's 50-50 as to which one will maintain, right? Which one will be the
yeah, that's
person
kind of
that
similar.
like the memory, right?
Hmm.
So like if you have a copy that remembers Mandela was alive and a copy that remembers that he died at some point,
Right,
it's 50-50 as to which one will be
right,
dominant and take over and
right.
have that memory.
It's kind of similar. Yeah, it's kind of
See,
the
and
same
this is
shit we're talking
something
about.
that's interesting because, like, when I was younger, I was really into politics. I had this crazy lefty lady that was in charge of my social politics class,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so I wrote a lot of journals about what my parents' politics were. And I remember writing a lot of stuff about them being Democrats, and they said that when you're younger, you see the Democratic side of things, but when you're older, you'll see the Republican side of things. It
Everybody
just
says that.
Right. So that's what they were telling me, right? And they were arguing for me to look at things
Yeah,
in
it's
a more
true.
democratic way. I remember writing this in my journals. And so after I got out of the military and I was in my mid 30s, right? I was having a conversation with them about this, and my parents were like, "No, we never said that. We've always been like on the Republican side of things and trying to keep things conservative and traditional and all of that." And I'm like, "No, I have it in my journals." And I had pulled out my journals and I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, "I never said any of that." I'm like, "No, I wrote it down. I remember,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying?" And I was like,
Wow.
"What the fuck?" Because that's like you know what I mean? That's a baseline thing. I wrote this on multiple times
Well, what do
while
you
I was
think
growing up
happened?
as a
Like,
teenager.
so what do you
So
think happened? Like it's almost like you're saying your mum was gaslighting you, but I don't think
no,
so. Like,
That's
no,
not
no.
what
I
he's
I
saying.
think I think there was I and look, it's going to sound crazy, but I do think that at some point there was a split between realities, and some people from one
hmm
reality and some people
hmm
from the other
But check,
merged
let
into the
me
one.
clean it. Let me try to sell you on something, which is why I'm not chiming in. I got a little because I have believe a little difference. You wouldn't need the actual physical copy to come here. If it's
Right.
you and all of them all you need is an idea that you had over there, or belief to come over here. You don't need the actual copy itself. The belief,
Right.
or that part of what you believe could leak over.
Right. And that's the copy paradox that they talk about. If there's
Yeah,
already a copy of you on the other side, they say
right.
it's 50-50 as to which one's memories are going to be in the
Right.
created
I can
reality,
I can
in the
dig
new
that better.
reality.
Yes, I can
Yeah.
dig that better. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of the only thing I can come up with to explain this
And
because
at
I
the
don't have
as
anything
in
else.
the as
Trying to
in
understand.
was when you
Trying to.
turned on that collider, it coincided with when the Mandela effect is began, and they turned it on twice, and both
Oh, yeah,
times.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah, back then
Karen, I'm sorry, I
for
forgot you
that
were here. That's
yeah.
why I had talking
No,
so
you're right,
much. I
bro.
forgot
You're
you were
right.
up here.
No, you're right. I'm trying to understand, Cleaner. Like, it's a really, I think, an important point. So, you had journals from when you were like a
Teenager.
kid, right? Yeah,
Like
yeah,
mid to late teens. So like
yeah.
95 to almost 2000.
And it's so funny that your journals said one thing, and your parents said no, we
Right.
didn't say that. That's
Yeah.
so funny. Like me and my brother have had like memories where I said I did this thing, and he goes, "No, I did that," and like I'm
Right.
Yeah.
certain, I'm 100% certain I did it,
Yeah.
and he goes, "No, it was me," and like he really believes it.
Now he's saying both. You're saying both of us could have done it. I always assume my brother just has a shit memory, but both of us could be right.
Right, but it's just one of y'all was from one parallel dimension and the other one
Right.
from another one, and when the change happened, there was one that was here and the other is gone now. Like your
Yeah,
memories
just
are
that
different
part of
because
your
of that.
memory. Just
Yeah.
yes, just that part of your memory.
Well,
Right.
that's
It
all it
would
takes. Because
right
in a
because
parallel world, there could only
if the guy was in a parallel dimension, living in an entire different world with entire different beliefs, he wouldn't come over here, and the only noticeable thing would be I thought Cracker Jacks was
right.
spelled with a K, and you would have see.
Right. But see, that's why the thing with my parents was so profound to me because I had seen other small changes throughout the world that I remembered being different. But this is a major change. You're talking a complete political ideology. They're not radical, but they're far right. And at that time,
Yeah.
I remember them being far left, but they say they never have. And I have journals
Right.
showing that
Right.
they were,
Right.
you know what I mean?
That you I hear you. That's good
Right.
evidence in my opinion. It's really good
and
evidence.
and so it's like I've seen this in other small things and little
Uh,
things
uh,
where like
let me use y'all here. Let me
somebody had a
use you
car
guys.
a certain color and I remembered a certain color and then I went outside and it's a different color and I'm like, no, that car was emerald green last week. Why is this thing
Now
blue
that's
now?
interesting. My
You know,
sister
little
just got
things.
back in town and thought my car used to be white. That's interesting. Let me change the subject. Here, it's more conspiratorial shit, but I was just talking about it on another panel, so you guys seem to be willing. Um, it's a little long because I want
Sure.
to tell you the whole thing. I years ago I read this book. I hope y'all did. Behold the Pale Horse.
Yeah.
Very
I
good.
remember reading it. It's
Bill
been a while
Cooper.
though.
Yeah, it's been right. But it had really great conspiratorial shit, and a lot of them didn't turn out. The Trilateral, the Rockefeller, all that shit turned out to be true. Uh,
Yeah, the
Another,
Rockefeller one was crazy, but I mean we saw that to be true, you know?
yes. Now he talked about a whole bunch of shit. Here, I'll go. Also, this was interesting. One of the best parts of this book was UFO shit and AIDS. At that time, his dad was a master so and so, an admiral somewhere, part of a secret organization. Him and his friend were jokesters that run around the ship. They give an order where no one can be above deck. Everyone has to go below, and they're just running around. They get busted by someone, and they say that they have permission or orders to go upstairs and do a thing. The guy buys it. They're the only ones above deck. His friend starts yelling at him. He say, "I saw something go down into the water. Something came out of the sky and it went into the water." He say, but it didn't smash into the water. The water moved and it opened up and it went in. His friend, I think one of them had a camera. I don't want to be adding shit, but I'm pretty sure one of them had a camera, and it came back out the same way. Water opens, shoots in the sky. Does it once or twice more, and they go run and tell the admiral. His friend tells him first, "Man, we saw this and that. Here's the evidence, so and so." And he tells this dude, "You wouldn't be balls out. You weren't supposed to be up there. God damn it, give me the camera or whatever." And he asked the other guy, "What you see?" He told him absolutely nothing. And he thinks that's when his life changed, because when they looked, he said they started treating him different. But when this is why he wrote the book, he was a Christian. He was not like his dad. and he said that they had put him in charge of decoding messages on the ship. They come in, encrypt them, encrypted. He decrypts them, gives them to the admiral. He gives his response. He encrypts it and sends it out. That's how they did shit back then. And he remembered one of the things that struck him was why he wrote the book is because they were talking about killing people off. He thought it was crazy. And in the back and forth, the threads, it was talking about the immune system would come back and fight it. And he was like, but well, that's what we need, a disease that attacks the immune system. And he thought that was very coincidental that AIDS popped up. And he always thought it was from that conversation. He wrote an entire book. All that was to say this. I didn't want to say none of that. This is what was in that book. He talked about in the sky. This is how the end of the earth shit happens. The guy, who we call an antichrist, he got his power by shit happening in the sky. And projecting images and sounds into the sky so you can believe Jesus is coming back. You look in the sky, he can project it. And my friend 10th Man today was telling me about they have technology to project sound into different locations into the sky. And some girls was telling me that too. And that they have the visual shit too. So I was thinking if they got the technology now, they can show Jesus coming back saying vote Trump or whoever, and suddenly everybody buys it. And this man is the one world leader. Any thoughts on that?
That would be kind of crazy to happen. I've seen a lot of the technologies you're talking about where they can induce sound waves into the air all over the planet.
We just Googled some. It was crazy. Yeah, I didn't know they had any progress on that.
Oh yeah, no, they're using sound waves and lasers both in order to knock shit out of the air like miles away. So I mean, it's like it's definitely possible to do.
Laser. That's how
hey boys, have you heard of the book called the Men Who Stare at Goats?
Yeah.
Oh, they made a movie out of that. Yeah.
Remote viewing.
Remote viewing. Yeah. That's
right. We're going to maximize our empathy. We're going to have soldiers in flak jackets carrying baby lambs and stroking them so the enemy they go, oh, yeah. Look at the lamb.
Dude, it's crazy like how many conspiracy theories and how many different like religious theories and showings of demonization kind of incorporate goats into them. You know what I mean?
That is interesting, right?
Then just like the fact that like if you smack a goat in the face, it sounds like a dying baby. Right?
That
like, have you seen baby goats?
Oh, they're horrible. They're horrible. They
awesome.
fucking
they're
scream.
Awesome,
oh God, they scream like crazy. Like it sounds like you're killing babies when you listen to that. It's horrible.
What about the CERN? I hope y'all saw the CERN video. So where they did the opening ceremonies, they made an underground tunnel that went to CERN. And the opening ceremonies, they had all that imagery y'all are talking about. Tareyak, can you do a vid, find a vid, share a vid, or am I asking too much?
We're literally just coming up to the end of the show, but like I said, like I'll probably be able to get to tomorrow or something like that. But just on like the remote viewing thing, like there's video. I was even tempted to do it myself. Like I wanted to hear Kieran's opinion because there's certain things that have been done that are not explainable by conventional science. Like in certain,
I would love to hear one or two if you got time. In particular, I'm a fan of remote viewing shit.
100%.
What's the question?
Well,
all I heard was odds. You know, in my examination, this guy had really good odds that stand out. I didn't see any good examples that I'd be like, this is really a hard one to prove.
Yeah, it is going to be like it's difficult to prove, but like there's certain things that they're able to demonstrate now where it's like you cannot explain how they're able to like quote unquote see this image, even though let's say like they're completely blindfolded. Do you know what I mean? But Kieran, just want to ask you real quick: are you going to be doing an open panel after this?
Oh shit!
If you want, I can raid into you because there's basically 30, 40 people there.
Well, I think I'm.
So I'm going. Yeah, but you're technically live on two. Like you've basically two lives at the moment. You have the Tareyak is Greek Ghey one, which is basically that's streaming. But I'm going to raid into Truth is Lies one. Okay.
I think that one's already down. I thought I took it down.
It's still running.
Is it? Oh shit! Okay, hang on.
Wait, no, it ended. Sorry, it ended. It did end. But here's the thing: once I end my stream, I can't raid into you, so you need to start a new stream.
Bro, you're killing me. Okay, here we go.
All right, put the
because like for watch hours, there's 34 people here, bro, and like I'm pretty sure cleaner.
Look, I'm
in
doing
the
it now.
group chat
Doing
if
it
you
now.
can,
I'm doing it
Tareyak.
now.
You hear me?
I'm just gonna call it Teriyaki like Caucasian Ghey.
Nice, beautiful.
Uh,
But what were you saying,
can one
Joe?
of y'all put it in the group chat? Put that link in the group chat
Yeah, one sec.
to wherever
He's,
he's going. Yeah,
he's just setting it up now, but
when you figure it
yeah,
out.
100%.
Yeah. All right, we catch you cats next time.
But
Doing
actually,
it right now.
yeah. So I don't have time for the video and all that kind of shit because like it is a very interesting thing. But like I seen one clip where I was like, nah, she's definitely peeking through the blindfold, and like because you see her head moving at awkward angles and all this kind of shit, and it's like, nah, she's definitely like she has eye line on that. Then she takes off the blindfold and she had like a full fucking like wrap underneath it, but you couldn't see it because the other blindfold was so big. And then underneath that wrap, she had like 2 plasters over her eyes. So there's literally no way that she could have actually seen what was in front of her, but she was able to name the objects, like the name of the book and all this kind of shit.
Yeah, I've seen a couple like that. They were hot, man. There is some stuff that they've done that is really fucking interesting and hard to explain.
100%. And like I said, you can't really explain it with conventional science, but in terms of this whole kind of like psi and telekinesis, all that kind of shit,
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. There could be something to it. Because when you think about like, there's nothing connecting my computer, for example, to the computer that's hosting this panel, and then to your computers that's connecting to that. But there's some sort of like wireless connection, we call it Wi-Fi, that they're able to interact. So if that's like able to happen, then in terms of the actual mental capacities, there could be something to it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. The like maybe brainwaves or some other thing that we're not capable of understanding yet or quantifying yet that could actually be going on that would be explainable if we had the right equipment to sense it. Yeah.
100%.
And
And like I said,
I think that'd be a really dude, if you get into this topic later, I'd love to jump back in on this because this is a really fun topic to talk about.
yeah, it's because like I'm having a couple of issues at the moment with the streaming thing because I'm trying to like I have a couple of ideas of things I want to do, but like I'm still pushing the like this current thing. So like for example, one of them is like bringing back the Philosophy Friday things, but doing it as like a membership stream, kind of closed panel, but just like a couple of hours, so we still have like the philosophy talks. Another thing as well is that whole kind of like kind of saying there, like being able to just pull up a video, like Joe was saying, kind of like, oh shit, look at this, and like let the conversation naturally develop or tangent off and all this kind of stuff, rather than like keeping it to a strict thing. But Kieran, I have that raid set up. I think. Let me double check. So like everyone should be going into you as well. Everybody, please give Kieran a like, a sub, and most importantly, just watch hours as well. That's the main thing. He's trying to get monetized, so make sure you help support the boys.
Thanks, brother. The main thing
but
is,
gentlemen,
I did make a new stream called Tareyak is Caucasian Ghey. Go to that one.
Yep, I have that selected. Beautiful.
Thank you, man.
And I think like other than that, like any final thoughts from the folks? Or for the folks, I should say.
Definitely support this new thing that Tareyak has going on. Spin the wheel. This is a lot of fun. It'll create a lot of really interesting conversations.
Yeah, my thoughts is I want to fucking steal it. I want to make my own wheel. With
bro,
ideas.
go ahead, please. Because like that, because even like Rob Nora earlier on was doing like a little wheel thing, like, but it was like with songs. So whatever it landed on, he'd play that song. It was an AI song, which like he's doing it intentionally to piss off Spyro, but in a fun way. And yeah, like I was just like, bro, like the wheels are taking over. We're gonna take over the whole fucking the panelverse. Fuck the panelverse. We got the wheelverse now, boys.
Hell yeah,
but bro, if your mother-in-law had wheels, she'd be a fucking bicycle. Okay, that's how it goes.
Exactly. And like I was saying earlier on, when Easy was around, it's like this, like none of this would be here if it wasn't for Easy. So again, like I said, shout out to Easy.
Shout out to Easy. And that's a good
combat. You know, learn from the best.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
100%. But like I said, folks, we are going to leave it there. But Kieran's going to be doing the open panel. If you want to hop up, enjoy the conversations. You're not going to be limited to particular topics. Whatever you want to talk about, he'll be able to talk about. Other than that, I shall leave you with a little bit of Indian.
Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes. You are going to fuck up again in the future, quite possibly in the most spectacular fashion. Why worry about yesterday's fuck-ups when you have tomorrow's fuck-ups to look forward to? You are a fuck-up, and fucking up is part of your growth process. Embrace the process.